still not happening, is it? Another frustrating day at the racecourse as Wrexham failed to find 3 points at home in the EFL Championship. This is my match reaction to Wrexham AFC 1, Derby County 1. Make sure you smash a like, subscribe to the channel and get involved in the comments section. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to whenever you're tuning in. If you were able to catch the game today, then you would have seen another really tale of two halves sort of situation with Wrexham. The same sort of stories happening after we concede a goal, and still some brilliant moments of magic. It's a really frustrating one, but the one that I want to clear up first is the Lewis O'Brien situation. Many rival fans, many Derby County fans have taken to social media to vocalise how corrupt this referee was, how unfair it was, how Wrexham got away with one, how we should have been down to 10 men. Reality is, they're probably right, and I've got to call that straight. Wrexham should have been down to 10 men. Wrexham should have had Lewis O'Brien sent off in the first 10 minutes. The tackle, he's left the ground, his studs up, he's out of control. You can't really defend it. And to be brutally honest, if a Derby County player did that today against one of ours, I'm screaming for a red card right now in this match reaction. However, it doesn't make it right because Derby also should have had a red card. Eboué Adams clearly makes a cynical foul on Issa Kabore and should have picked up a second yellow. How the referee didn't see that, how the referee didn't book him, I don't know. Maybe he felt it would have been an injustice, but I don't want to hear any corruption talk. I don't want to hear how Wrexham are in the pockets of the EFL. I don't want to hear any of that when you see cards like that being missed on the likes of Eboué Adams, who should have been sent off for Derby County today. But let's get into it. First and foremost, Wrexham with Ben Sheaf and Issa Kabore are a different outfit. They're more fluid, they pass the ball better, and they have a lot more attacking threat. Ben Sheaf also allows Windass and O'Brien to get closer to Kiefer Moore. And what I love seeing is us passing that ball out to the right-hand side. Kabore having the ball at his feet, and he looks up and he sees Kiefer, he sees Lewis O'Brien, and he sees Windass all in the box waiting. That's something that we've lacked in the first couple of games, presence around Kiefer Moore, and that looks so much better. For me as well, the defence, first half especially, weren't really tested, kept Derby at bay. The best chance of the game for Derby fell in the first 15 seconds from kickoff. They went back to their keeper, he smashed it long, the whole of Wrexham's defence ducked, and all of a sudden the Derby County striker had the chance and he put it wide and should have scored. But Arthur didn't have anything to do that first half. They had 0 shots on target. It was fairly easy. Wrexham, on the other hand, few half chances. Ben Sheaf had an effort that was parried. Kiefer Moore had a header. Windass flags on wide. But that's always been Wrexham at the moment. Half chances in that first half and not threatening enough or converting. And getting in at half-time 0-0 with the red card controversy, I thought Wrexham looked the better side. A little bit more in control, looked more threatening, but still no goal to their name. The goal, Issa Kabore, this guy, 3 assists in 2 games, absolutely settled in so well at Wrexham and is clearly a key player for us. The right-footed cross of Issa Kabore, pinpoint on the head of Lewis O'Brien, smallest player on the pitch, gets up, rises. What a header, what a goal that was. And really, from 59 minutes, Wrexham should have cemented that. And they nearly doubled their lead. A cross comes in again from the right-hand side. This time, the defender panics because he thinks someone's got a tap in at the back post, tries to clear it for a corner, ends up hitting his own post. And how that didn't go in the back of the net to let it go 2-0 Wrexham, I'll never know. But the drama didn't end there. Straight from hitting the post, Derby go the other end, and Arthur produces an unbelievable double save. Unbelievable. That's where the game could have turned, and that maybe was the turning point. Because I think from there on, Derby felt a wind, a bit of momentum. The goal that Derby scored, no keeper stops that. The defending, I genuinely don't think you could do much with the defending for that goal either. Yes, Lewis Brunt got skint maybe a little bit too easily, but it was quick feet. But the goal itself, to shoot from that far out, 25, 30 yards, with that precision and accuracy and to put it top corner, you have to doff your hat and say, fair play. But my biggest frustration was when that goal went in, the whole momentum was lost in the game. There was still time on the clock, still 20 minutes. You're at home, you want your first league win. Where was that push? The crowd fell flat, Parky went flat, he forgot that he had his substitutions to make. He sort of bottled it for 5 minutes while pondering. The players, they looked at each other and thought, well, We've seen this script before. And I felt that was really felt, and hence why Derby ended the second half stronger, ended with the belief that they could go get a winner. And it was really disappointing to see that weak finish from Wrexham. At the end of the day, it's a point. The tally is ticking over, the points are ticking over, and that's important. However, the need to get a win at home is must. And the longer this gap goes on without a win at home, the longer that will be the focus, the narrative, and will take away the attention of what really matters, the game at hand. They have to find that win. They have to get rid of this speculation and voodoo, and they need to score and get plenty of goals at home and just shut that one up. The negatives is, as I said, we need to find a win. Positive, it's another goal. Wrexham scored in every game they've played in the Football League this season, and that is a great stat. Shows they're producing, shows they've got that quality. But clean sheet, still not happening. Still one of those things got to iron up. People will look at Parky and said he went too defensive after the goal. You could argue the change of Sheaf coming off and James coming on is a negative one. When you've got the likes of George Thomason who could come on there, a bit more energy, a bit more forward thinking. Broadhead could have come on earlier. He did well, by the way, in his cameo. Looks like he wants to be sharp. Looks like he wants to try and get into his starting lineup. But he's going to have to be patient and wait for something like Windass or more to drop out. But Issa Kabore, Ben Sheaf, excellent. Windass had a quieter game today. Couldn't really do what he did against Norwich, which was run the game. Kiefer Moore, big battering around, throws himself around, a presence. But one thing that frustrates me about Kiefer is goes down too much. And second of all, cannot make a 5-10 yard pass for the life of him. His link-up play is really poor. Kiefer has to be that guy in the 18-yard box on the end of everything. Defensively, I must say, Cody and Doyle both drop out. Defence looks fresh, better legs, a bit more pace in behind to stop. Didn't really make many mistakes today. So it was a hard one to crash in on them. So I sort of stand here in my garden thinking, frustrating day today. Frustrating day because there were points for the taking. There were 3 points for the taking, should I say. Leicester Tuesday night, another tough test. A team, again, who've just been relegated from the Premier League. Wrexham did well against Southampton in that aspect. They're going to have to do the same against Leicester. Match up, be sharp, be clinical, and not concede stupid goals. Time goes on. When will our first home win come? Well, we'll have to wait for that one, but hopefully it'll come very soon. We'd love to know your thoughts in the comments. We'd love to know your feelings on this one. Do you feel the same as I did? And of course, let me know. Make sure you smash a like, subscribe, and tune in for more content. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, whether it's the morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you're watching this. And I appreciate all the support. I'm out of here. Ta-da.